Well, hey there, y'all. How's it going? Well, I'm thinking you're here because you found one of our Mead kits at a little mom and pop shop. And that's what this link is about. When you scan the QR code, I'm going to show you how to make a good basic Mead that is going to have an ABV around, it'll be between like 10 and 15%. And it should have good flavor and everything, and you should enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'll show you what all comes with the kit. All right, so let's see what all we got here. So when you bought this, you're getting a jug. Here's a cap. Do not lose it. Okay, that's a very important cap. We're going to be using it. And here's our little kit. What we get here, that's an airlock cap. Okay, that will replace this one eventually. Here we have one airlock. We have one package. This is plain old bread yeast. Okay, Fleshman's bread yeast. It's, as far as flavor and stuff goes, it's ranked one of the best. So as far as ABV, it's most people claim it'll get around 11% pretty easily without a lot of help, so really you can do whatever you want with this. That's just packaging. And we have some yeast nutrient. So there we go. That's our kit. Oh, and when you buy the kit, you get 1 pint of honey with it. So there's that too. All right, now, number one thing, when you start getting into this, you do need to get this all sanitized. And there's a couple ways you can do it. Me, since I've been doing it a while, I use some stuff called Star San. And basically, it's a contact sanitizer. It works really fast. All you do is spray it on and then shake the stuff off, and typically you're good. Now, if you spray a lot, like inside this jug and stuff, you don't want to leave a lot anywhere because that's going to hurt your yeast and everything. That'll kill it. But for other stuff, like on the outside, this, when you spray on the inside, you're going to want to rinse it. Same with this. You want to spray on the inside really well, get it coated, then rinse it all out. But everything else, you can just spray on the outside and shake it, and you're not going to have any concerns about the yeast getting hurt. So, all right, so first step, get everything sanitized. Poof, everything sanitized, right? Okay, so first thing we need to do, add 44 ounces of water. Guess what I didn't do? Didn't sanitize the thing. Yeah, I know. Terrible, terrible. Always got to forget something. If you don't forget something, then you just ain't right. Something's wrong. Yeah, so, okay. All right, so sanitized. Now, what kind of water is it? Are we going to use? Well, we can use distilled water. That's going to work because there's really nothing in it that's going to harm the yeast. So a lot of people prefer spring water, other people distilled. The main thing is that it has to be a yeast-friendly water. So here we go. We need 44 ounces because, wait, is it 44? No. We need 1.5 quarts. So a quart's 32, and then 8, 42, 43, 44, 12. Yes. So we need 44 ounces. Sorry about that, because I definitely get my little brain nuggets, or whatever you want to call them. They just, things just stall out a little bit. Here we go. 4 cups is 1 quart. Ta-da. So that goes in the jug. See, I'm pretty good. We'll get the funnel out here too, but I am pretty good at this now. You know, just kind of get that way. After a while, look at that, one-handed. So that was 32 ounces. And I'm going to sanitize the funnel. This one. You can tell this is like a brew maker's funnel, huh? Spray, you need to sanitize inside and out. Don't let anything spoil our must. Because that's what they call a mead before the yeast has done its work, is a must. So, just like wine. Okay, so far we got 32. Now we need 12 more ounces. There's water in here. Now the next step is getting our honey. So we'll get this in here. Come on up. This is my honey bun. I would introduce you, but she's a little bit on the skittish.
On the what?
I ain't gonna say. We're good. Yeah, so okay, so here, this pint of honey came with the kit, right? And so grab you a funnel, or if you're patient enough, just go ahead and start pouring it in without a funnel. But me, I've been doing this a while. I'm pretty good at pouring honey. Okay, I am gonna say that, but I'm using a funnel because
He's not patient.
it is not fun. Yeah, it can take a while. So I'm just gonna dig at it and claw at it and get it out of here, because it is trying to sugar up. This honey is. And what better way to use sugared up honey than to make mead? Huh? Like, you can't get it. Yeah. It's so good. So we're making mead with sugared up honey. Oh yeah. So sometimes you can get deals too with sugared up honey, because a lot of times people just don't prefer buying the sugared up stuff, which I don't have any problems with it. Actually, I have more uses for sugared up honey than I do the liquefied stuff. It's easier to use. You can spread it on bread, use a butter knife. It's actually easier. So, but we'll go this route. And here we go. We're about 3/4 done. Wow, look at all that. Big old pint of honey. There we go. That's pretty good. And sometimes, when I'm thinking ahead, I do that sometimes. Don't I, hon? Every now and then I can plan stuff out pretty good. If I was thinking ahead, I wouldn't have poured 44 ounces of water in here quite yet. Now would I? Look at this. Do you got this in screen? Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Doesn't look. Wow. Okay. So when I got things planned out, here I should have left like 5 ounces of water. I should have left that out, and I could have poured it in here and got all this. Look at that. All that goodness that's going to be left in there. I could have, shooken that out and then whoop. But yeah, so it shouldn't affect things too much this time. But next time, okay, for y'all, now you get to think ahead, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is getting close already. Good deal. Now that we have the honey in here, remember a little bit ago how I mentioned this cap? You thought you were going to be able to throw it away, didn't you? Well, that's where this is going to come in handy. So, ta-da. We got that cap on there. Now we get to shake this. And watch this, okay? We got the big old blob. Go like that. And then it blobs back down. Blobs up. Blobs down. Now watch. Here we go. We're going to go. We'll shake it like this for a little bit. Few minutes. And watch how fast it dissolves. So that's going to be our next step here. Dissolving the honey into the water. So
you should put the Shake Sonora song on there.
What is it? The shakes what?
Shake, shake, shake Sonora.
Wow. You should. Good idea.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I like your thinking, hun. Look, it's almost dissolved already. Yeah. Okay, now we'll start doing some shaking. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it all the time. Is that how it goes?
Work, 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 Sonora. Work your body line.
Yeah. Look at that. It's already done practically. So why am I shaking this? So at first, we were just trying to dissolve the honey by going like that, right? Now we need to shake it so we can get oxygen in here. Now, usually we do not want oxygen. Once this starts to ferment, we don't want oxygen anywhere near this. So, but now we do. And what's the oxygen going to do, hon? Do you know? I thought you studied this. Oh, I know you remember. Maybe. But okay, so what oxygen is going to do for now is it's going to help the colony of yeast grow. We're going to get mass numbers of yeast in here. So, yeah. I knew you knew.
I was testing your knowledge.
Yeah. Well, you know. See, as long as I knew, hon, that's the main thing. Yeah. So, now, how much of this stuff are we going to use? Man, oh man. It's like, okay, there's so many complicated things, isn't there? Now, we need a measuring spoon, right? We don't just want to just start blasting stuff in here for no reason. So, what we're going to do is get a 1/4 teaspoon measuring thing. And what's the first step? Sanitize. So, everything has to be sanitized. Ta-da! Okay, so this comes in the kit. Shake that all down. Zoop. There we go. Get this good and wow, look at all that yeast. There's so much yeast. We're good. Okay, so now we'll get rid of this cap. Now, if you want, I mean, I kind of hate getting rid of caps because, you know, you might be able to use that sometime down the road. Get your 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. And there you go. That's it for that. Then you can fold this up and hide it in the fridge. Okay? Just fold that up tight so you know, nothing can get in there or anything. And just put it in the fridge, and man, you can use this for, I bet you, at least half a dozen more ferments. So, and then the next one, this is yeast nutrient. Okay? Now, I already have one open over here because we're only going to use a 1/4 teaspoon on it too. So, look how many ferments we can do with this kit. I mean, now all you got to do is buy a little bit of honey, a little bit of water. You might not even have to buy the water, you know. But there you go, 1/4 teaspoon of yeast nutrient. That's in there. Throw that back into the, to get it clean and sanitized again. And then, you know what? I told you you could throw this away, didn't I? I lied. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. We need it again. Okay, so now we got to shake it up again. So we're doing the shake up song, right? Ta-da-da-da-da. Here we go. We don't have to shake this up as much this time. So we're good on that. Okay. We're going to sand it here. This cap came in the kit. Okay. This is for the airlock. We're going to sanitize it all the way around, inside out, up and down. Ta-da. There we go. Airlock. Got to sanitize it. All right. I sanitized it a little bit ago, so I cheated. All right. Okay, so there is a full line. Is that center of the camera? Can you see the full mark? Anyways, they have a little mark right here. And, you know, just fill it up to there and put that in the top right there. Sanitize this. This little cap here, that goes on the top of our airlock. So, ta-da! And guess what? There's your first Mead. This is going to be really good. With the yeast nutrient and everything, we're not going to get any off flavors or anything from the yeast being unhealthy or, you know, not being strong enough to have a good colony. So this should wind up being just a good, it's probably going to be a dry Mead. And if you want, we'll make some more videos about how to sweeten this up some once this ferment is done. So we'll make an update later on with it. So, but for now, put this thing in a fairly dark place. Keep it around 70 degrees if you can. 65 to 70 would be ideal. Because you don't want it to get too warm. It can make the yeast unhappy. You can get some off flavors and stuff. And plus, here's the other big important thing. If this gets too warm and the yeast gets overactive, this thing could start foaming up so much that it'll start leaking out of the bottle. It will come out right out the top of the airlock. So you might want to have like if you're not sure how your temperature control is and stuff, where you're going to be keeping it, you might want to put some kind of pan underneath this jug and stuff. So, because if this does leak out, it's going to be a sugary mess. It'll be like somebody poured a bunch of molasses or syrup all over the floor. So, honey, yeah. So, but okay, we are all set. And also, when you set this in a room or whatever in a darker place, go ahead and like swirl it around once a day for about the first 3 or 4 days, maybe the first week. You'll notice if there's bubbles and stuff coming up when you like swirl it around. And that way you're going to be stirring up the yeast and it's going to be looking for more sugars and stuff. So do that, and then this thing should just take off and you should have a really good ferment in a couple of weeks. It might take a month, just depends on temperatures and stuff. So, all right, well, congratulations on buying the kit, and hopefully this winds up every bit as good as we hope, and you'll fall in love with mead making, and there's a million ways to make this stuff, and it's good for celebrations, gifts, parties, you name it. So hopefully it'll wind up paying off for you. So, okay, we should be good. Say bye, hon.
Bye.
See y'all. Bye.